Hello there. How are you today, my friend? This is Tony Pearl, your real estate mentor, coming to you on a beautiful yet slightly noisy day here from my home in just Northern Virginia area right outside of Washington, D.C. Now, the purpose of this video is to briefly discuss how to get started with your real estate mentoring, what to do when you're first getting started. There's a lot of confusion that can be coming out. You're so excited. You have all these things that you want to accomplish. You have a lot of ideas, but a lot of confusion. So one of the first things we found is that it's best to have a little bit of direction to know what to do, how to approach things, but also from a very simple point of view as well, so that you're not too confused when you get started. Okay, so stick with me. Brief, but easy to follow video here. Okay, so whenever you're getting started, the first thing that you want to do is start to generate some leads. The best way to utilize your mentor program is to have real, live, legitimate people to talk to who have a house for sale. Now, a lead is, what is a lead? A lead is basically a person who has a house for sale, but also you have a lead property information sheet filled out where they've been contacted, asked a few questions about their house and their overall situation, and have been able to reply back about that, so you have all that information there. That's, of course, seller's name, contact information, property address, beds, baths, the brief description of the house, all that usual stuff. But also, what are they asking for the house? What is the house worth? Are there any repairs on it? And if so, how much do the repairs add up to be? And, of course, the fun mortgage information, which is how much they owe against the property, as well as what the monthly payments are, and are those payments current or not? And do they include taxes and insurance? So those are good things to start off with. Now, when you or your VA, if you have a VA, virtual assistant, contacts the property owner, one of the first things they want to do is they want to find out what's going on with the situation, but they also want to find out, they're really probing for flexibility and motivation. By getting these questions answered, it's an indication to see what's going on, what they want to have happen, and what they're open to, what possibilities they're open to when selling their house. So once we get that property information sheet filled out, that's a lead, okay? A lead is not just someone with a house for sale. A lead is not, just a for sale by owner sign that you see on the side of the road, okay? It's not a lead until we get that sheet filled out and we see what's going on. And we also get the answer to the questions that we need to find out. The yes questions are, is it a yes, is it a no? And that's, we sell the house for what you owe, or will you consider taking monthly payments for your equity? Okay, those are the yes questions, if we can get those answered with a positive response. Otherwise, it's a no. So we get that information sheet filled out, and the next thing we need to do is have what's called a closing call. A closing call is simply where ideally you, or if you have gotten to the point where you were able to have an acquisitionist, calls the seller back and goes through that lead property information sheet that the VA has acquired. And if it's you who is acting as your own VA because you simply don't have or can't afford one yet, that's fine. And what we found, a lot of people when they're brand new, is just get that lead property information sheet filled out, and then you can tell the seller, if you don't have any idea what to do next, you can tell the seller, hey, I'll tell you what, this is great information. Let me just get back in touch with you. Let me do a little bit of homework and get back in touch with you, and we can see what we need to do next. Okay, we can make an offer on your house. If you get stuck, if all you do is fill out that lead property information sheet, great, congratulations, you're taking the first step there. And if you get stuck after that, it's fine. So you can put it on, you can make an appointment with the seller to call them back, and at which point you can send the lead property information sheet, share that with me, and then ask me, Tony, what do I do next? What do we do? And I can help you prepare for that and strategize for that. Now, when we call the seller back, you're going to basically do what's called a closing call. And a closing call is essentially just, once again, confirming the information that we have from the seller, and then getting to the big fun part, which is asking them the big four questions. The big four, the $1 million script, is simply, talking about the purchase price, down payment, monthly payment, and the term. And these are dealing with the pretty houses, of course. So, and all this, the script is on the website. It's on the closing call script. You should easily be able to find that. If you can't, Just it's in the tools menu, but or just do a search for it on the search bar there at the bottom, towards the bottom of the site. Search for closing call script. And of course, you do need to be logged into the site in order to have access to that, because I've made it a feature where you can edit it later on if you need to. Okay, so property information sheet, or I should say, from the beginning, seller with a house for sale. They're contacted by you or the VA to get a lead property information sheet filled out, get that information. Then we transition to a closing call where we get the big 4 questions answered about purchase price, down payment, monthly payment, and term. Okay? Once we get that, we see what's going on. If we like the answers that they give for those big 4 questions, and we've determined that they have some flexibility and motivation, the next step is to set an appointment. Get out to the house and meet with the seller, shake their hand, check out the house, make sure everything is as they say it is, and if it's a house that you want to buy. And if so, we bring the contract with us. And the paperwork that we bring with us, every house that we go to, we always want to bring these 3 documents with us. We want to bring at least 2 copies of each of these documents. So you want to bring, whenever you go out to see a house, you like the appointment, you want to go out to meet with the seller, bring at least 2 copies of a purchase and sales agreement, 2 copies of a lease purchase agreement as a backup in case you're not able to get the lease purchase agreement worked out. It's okay. And the third thing is 2 copies of the authorization to release information form. Of course, all these forms can be found on my site under Tools, Contracts for Buying. You can also find them on the Gold Club. Just got to search a little bit for them. But I conveniently provide them for you in one place. All right? So, if you get a contract, if you want to prepare a contract before you go out and have it filled out and everything, that's totally fine. If you want to share that with me, I provide that for you as well. Okay? Using the Google Docs at this point. So I can take a look at the contract that you are going to prepare, make sure that you know what you're doing and are prepared for the meeting properly. So you can bring that with you, but always also bring those blank copies of the agreements and forms with you as well. You just want to be sure that you're safe there. Okay? So, when you talk to me, we'll strategize about what to do with the lead, how to prepare for the call. Occasionally, I may be available on the phone with you if you need me to be. Otherwise, you want to take the calls yourself. Do the best you can. If you're just totally scared and are terrified of making that call on your own, I understand. I'll help you prepare for it. If I need to be available, book an appointment with me on the Emergency Lifeline calendar on the website as well. Okay? Now, go out to the appointment, meet with the seller. Your goal and objective is to get a contract signed, to get an agreement with them. And that is based on the agreement that you are able to negotiate with them. And when you have a meeting of the minds by talking with them, so you go with oral, word, talking with them, negotiating that, then you reduce that to paper. You get everything in writing, and you get everybody to sign off on that, and you have a contract. After you get the contract, you take that and you turn it into your title company, real estate attorney, so they can check the title. By checking the title, that simply means that they want to do a check to see who owns the property and what liens and loans are against it, if anything, and just to make sure that, there's no surprises there. One of the great pleasures about doing real estate deals is many times we have these surprises when we get the title run, that there's like a judgment or something against the seller or against the property. So we want to know that up front so that we can deal with these issues with as much time as possible. Okay? Now, the next thing is once you get that title run, then you order it with the title company or the real estate attorney. Once you start that process, you can also start to immediately market the property. Don't wait for that. If you have a buyer's list, you can bring the contract to your buyer's list. If you don't have a buyer's list, you'll be able to build one by marketing the property, by simply putting it out on Craigslist, Zillow. You can run Facebook ads. And the number one way to sell a house, do you know what it is? Would it help you if I told you? Would you like to know what that is? Signs. Absolutely. You want to put at least 30 signs up for every property that you're selling. You put about 2 or 3 in the front yard, 18 by 24. I love the yellow signs. Write on them with black lettering. Okay? Now, on the site, Badass Bandit signs. I've written a special report where I provide a lot of my experience and knowledge as well as a secret source for ordering these signs that you can use. Okay? So, get the signs up. I'll tell you what to say in that report there. Use those words, get the marketing, and in no time at all, you'll start to attract buyers. You'll qualify them to see how much they have to put down, how much they can afford per month, all those wonderful things. Okay? And next thing you know, you're able to schedule the closing. You get everything satisfied with the seller, with the buyer. You make your money in the middle. You learn a lot. You share a testimonial with me, and you keep on rolling. Rinse and repeat. And you too will be successful as a real estate investing entrepreneur. Okay? Thanks for watching this video. I really hope it's helped to shed a lot of insights and help to simplify the process for you. Thanks for watching my ugly mug here and putting up with the Caps. Washington Capitals Stanley Cup champions at the time I'm recording this video. Finally. Anyway, it's a beautiful day. I'm going to get back to it. Appreciate you watching, and I'll be talking to you soon. Take care.